in my first area. Uh, when I was with my trainer, it seemed like we had somewhat of a teaching pool when I first got there, but it seemed like it completely just like went down the chute like while we were there, and we both it's what's called whitewash when like both of the missionaries leave the area and two new ones come in. That's what happened to us by the end of the training because it was two transfers. Is how long my training was, or 3 months, and by the end of it, it seemed like we baptized this one girl. She's a part member, and she was awesome. It was great, and I think we lost perspective on that because it was such a good success. I mean, it was just how it worked out and everything. Um, but I think we kind of lost perspective of that because by the end, we both felt like we'd somewhat failed or something in a way because we're like, man, there's like nothing for the new missionaries. We're both leaving, and we have nothing to give the new ones. But we forgot the little things, and something that I was really proud of on my mission was I wrote every day in my journal about like everything about what happened in that day, even these random things like who we met, whatever, and all those things. And a lot of times, we would never even see them again, and still I wrote about them. And one in particular stuck out a lot because when we were all solemn and in the pits thinking that all was lost and stuff and we'd failed or whatever. I fast forward about 9 months, I was in a trio or two other companions in my second area, and one of them was one of the ones that followed us up in the town of Hereford, where my first area was, and he told me, "Hey, did you hear about the Martinezes and stuff? We were talking about Hereford and everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, did you hear about the Martinezes?" And I was like, "What about them?" I didn't know any Martinezes, and we talked about that for like 2 weeks straight. He kept trying to tell me like, "These guys, yeah, they got baptized. The whole family got baptized and stuff." And I was like, you guys must have found them or something because I don't know who you're talking about." And then it was bugging me so much that I didn't know that I finally looked through my journal, and I remember that I wrote down just that one meeting that we had. We met this one guy. My family's really into like guns and stuff and shooting and stuff like that. We're into that. Second Amendment or whichever amendment it is. We're big supporters of it. So we were taught like I think he was like cleaning a gun or polishing it or something, and I was like, hey, started talking about it, asking about it, what it was and stuff, just random casual conversation stuff. And this was like the last week that I was there, and we were going to go back. We set up something, but it didn't work out like a few times, and then we ended up leaving, and we never ended up having more contact with them. And I was like, oh yeah, them. That's who he was talking about. And what was crazy about it was like I got the chills when I realized that, because I was like, wait, when I left, I was thinking all was lost and we had totally failed and it was all for nothing and stuff. And yet here's the guy that followed me up, and they developed this relationship with them, and he was the only one that we had ever met, and it ended up being a ripple effect where his whole family was baptized. And that they said that they were working on getting callings, and that they were going to go with them to do baptisms at the temple in a few months. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I was like, wow, we really found them? Wow, that's nuts. And he actually remembers us. Like, he actually remembered who we were. I couldn't remember him until I looked at my journal, but he remembered us, and he was like, yeah, it was like there was the big guy and there was the little guy on the bike, and he came over and talked to me and stuff. And yeah, he totally remembered us. And that was probably one of the most inspiring experiences that I had in my mission, that testified of that, planting of a seed that, it can grow into something, and that planting seeds is definitely okay, that you don't have to be there through the whole conversion process. But if you find that one person, and if you keep the records and pass them along to the next ones, that something miraculous like that can happen. And so that really strengthened my faith, and finding and not getting down myself if I feel like to myself that I'm a failure, or things aren't being successful, but to keep going on, because those things can happen.